Yep.
Do I go to? Is that live?
I think so.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I
Maybe gotta
don't see anything.
reload it.
Maybe.
It takes a little second because there's always a little lag, right?
Little lag, yeah. Oh, maybe that. Oh, it's
Nope.
live now. I guess
Uh-huh.
it is. And you're right. There we are. Anyway, are we gonna try to get this started?
Yeah. We got one viewer, but that's us.
That's us. That's okay.
All right. What are we talking about today?
Aren't you supposed to do a little intro?
Yeah. All right. Well, welcome to Tul World. Usually we do this as a podcast, but today Master Ju wanted to change it up. He wanted to do a video.
A live video.
He wanted to do a live video. I don't know. Sometimes these podcasts, like, people only see the end product.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of...
the only end product stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And then now they're going to see a lot of banter or something.
Maybe.
I don't know. Or
could be.
Controversy.
Maybe they'll write something. I don't know.
Maybe.
But there's only one viewer, and that's probably my other device.
Is that your other device? Yeah, well, maybe there'll be a little more in a second.
Maybe in a few seconds, that's true. Well, it's gone away, so it looks like there's someone else coming online.
Yeah.
But do you want to go ahead and do a little intro? Oh, who is that? Oh, no, that's your own private text.
Yeah, I don't think they see that. I think it's okay.
It's okay, yeah. Well, you could tell her, hey, we're live.
Yeah, as if they go on Facebook. But aren't
you going to do the opening?
That was my opening. Welcome to Tul World.
Hey guys, welcome to Tul World.
Yeah, it's hey guys, welcome to Tul World. We said that. And today we're doing something a little different. Anyways, so
always ask me how I'm doing.
Yes. Oh, how are you doing? How are you doing?
It's fine. We're doing okay. All right. Well, someone wrote a little note or something there.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting. But we probably should get on our Tul World thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go. What are we talking about today? Huh?
I can't see.
Yeah, it's okay. I can see.
I'll leave it up to you.
Yeah.
In class this past week, we talked a little bit about Choong Moo, movement number 2.
Right.
Inward knife hand strike, and that hand in front of the forehead.
Yeah.
And thought maybe talk a little bit about exactly what is that left hand for, and how does that relate in other techniques?
Yeah.
In the patterns.
Right.
So, what is your input on that, there?
Well, we kind of touched upon this last week in our podcast, but I'm gonna assume a lot of these people here don't listen to our podcast. And
that's true.
You would think that it kind of looks like a rising block.
That's right.
I think that's what people's general idea is. Or secondly, they think it's like shielding from the sun. No, I'm just kidding. But it's actually just a reaction hand, right? And we kind of talked about last week, how can you tell the difference between it, right? A rising block, you would have your inner forearm here kind of parallel to the head, right? It's pointing inwards, so that the block is actually at like a 45-degree angle, so you're intercepting something here, right?
Correct.
But in the encyclopedia, what you can see is this reaction hand is actually just more straight up and down, and it wouldn't actually be blocking anything. If anything, if you have it like this here, you're going to be hit too early. You're still going to be hit, right?
Right. So I think in the book, it says the back of the hand is in front of the forehead.
Yeah.
Right. So you're right. When we look at rising block, let's say the inner forearm, the inner forearm is parallel to the forehead.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it the rising block. And that's with any of the other rising blocking technique.
Right.
But in this case, the back of the hand is parallel to the forehead. So it can't be a rising block.
Right.
And it doesn't even say rising block. It just says bring the hand to the forehead.
Right. I think the interesting part about it is the intermediate hand position. So you'll see in the pictures, right, the hands actually come up like this here, palms facing inwards, and then they both come out like this, right? I think a lot of people have the tendency to bring it from the out in towards the head.
That's correct.
Right?
Some people do that.
Yeah. So why
Our
would they
students do that.
Yeah, I used to do that too. So
Well-
why would someone do it, or why would we do it where they're equal here?
Yeah. So I think if we go back to the training secrets of Taekwondo, for every action, there's an opposite reaction.
Yeah.
So it's easy to think about, like, for instance, if you're doing a 4-fist punch, when you punch, you bring the other hand back to your hip. It's pretty simple. It's pretty intuitive.
Yeah.
But this is a little bit different, just because it's kind of coming. The inward knife hand strike is coming more like from the side inward. So the reaction hand, in a way, has to be equal.
Yeah.
And it's more like a balance. So when you think about punching, it's balanced because one's going out, one's coming back in. In this case, it's kind of coming in.
Yeah.
Not to say that all reaction hand is supposed to be that way, or reaction tools should be that way, because you can look at, like, side piercing kick. If you throw a punch, is the punch a punch, or is it a reaction hand? It can be both.
Right.
The reaction should be moving the whole body, right?
Right. Yeah.
So the inward knife hand strike makes a lot of sense for it to go to the forehead as opposed to the hip, because it's kind of moving in the opposite direction, or the balance of the tack.
Yeah. Well, the reaction hand, I think, has to be similar in how it's done, right? Because you wouldn't just pull it to the hip, because that's more kind of like a punch, whereas the hand's coming from the side.
Right.
Even if it's the same distance, it's kind of funky, and it's not in equilibrium, to say, right?
Could you do it, though?
Could you do it? Sure. Sure, why not?
But it's not following the principles of the training secrets of Taekwondo, right?
Right, yes.
Yeah. So when you think about that technique and you apply it to other techniques, such as the pattern Kodang, or some people call it Juche, right?
Yeah.
Is when you do the flying high punch and then the upset punch, what happens to the other hand?
Yeah.
I've seen it where people keep their hand up and go 1, 2, they high punch, upset punch, right?
Yeah.
Or are you moving that other arm? In a way, you should be moving the other arm
Right.
for action, reaction. So when you come up, and they have to be equal as
Right.
well.
Yeah.
Or in Jungun, the release from the back fist strike, you're releasing. Some students just kind of bring the arm down and to release the grab, but they don't do anything with the reaction hand.
Yeah.
And again, it violates one of the principles of Taekwondo,
Right.
the training secret. So you have to actually bring that hand off the belt and then do the reaction. But how much do you bring it off? It's the same. It should be the same amount of distance or reaction as the attack or the defense.
Right. Well, if you think about a lot of these inward strikes or these inward blocks, right? Inward knife hand strike, inward block with the knife hand, like in Iyam, or inward knife hand strike in Wanyo. You actually bring the hand a lot to the shoulder.
Right.
You don't see it a lot going down to the belt.
To the hip.
Yeah.
To the hip. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I wonder if anyone's gonna maybe say something besides "I'm here." Is that what someone said?
Yes, sir.
That won't go into the podcast because we are going to put this on the podcast anyway.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
Nope. I think that was about it.
Are you sure? I thought there was something else. Don't know.
Don't know.
That's the way our typical podcast goes. Always thinking a little bit. Pause. And all these people get to see what's happening.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should just call it quits.
Maybe. All right. Well, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast, Tul World. You can find it on Apple Podcasts,
Spotify.
iHeart. Really? Oh, okay. Spotify.
What is it? There's so many.
Yeah. We also have a Facebook page for
Called
Tul World.
Tul World.
Yeah.
It should have been over there. I don't know why you wanted to put it here.
There's only like 50 people that.
Yeah, it's a
subscribe to
small
it. It's
group.
a small group. It's a small group.
It's definitely more people here. What do we got here?
Oh, it's Miss Kong is watching.
She's watching. Did she
Yeah.
want to say something? We got to get some of these guys to come on board and we could have a little debate or something.
Yeah, maybe, sir.
It's not happening.
Well, anyways, thanks for jumping in. Hopefully, if you guys see this afterwards. Leave us a comment. Leave us a question. We'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to be safe.
Keep training.
We'll see you guys next week.
Taekwon.